How does this kid expect to survive 2 seconds in Lorule if he's... Well, look at this. Oh, wait, that's the way I didn't know. Well, look at this. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I wake you? How was your nap? Oh, yeah, that's how I answer anytime anyone asks how my nap is. Don't even know why I brought you back. Should have just left you there and passed out in the middle of the road. Now that you're awake and I see you're okay, you can see to yourself to the door. Go now. Scoot. But what if I would like to speak to you first? What do you want this time? Here I am taking all this time to help folks out. Since when did I get so nice? The nerve, passing out right in the middle of the road and then mumbling that name. What was it? Gully? Whoever heard of such a name? Even if I had kids, I would never name one Gully. Go on, Scoot. I like Scoot as like a get out of here. You're the kid the boss's wife picked up, eh? I don't know what I can do for you. I just work here, you know. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. I say work, but it's not like we're all that busy here, you know. I know that. I've been there. Hey, I love that hey. Can you hear me, hero of Hyrule? It is I, Princess Hilda. I wanted to warn you about the kingdom in which you found yourself. My Lorule may remind you of your own home, but in fact, our kingdoms are as different as night and day. Worlds apart, as they say. But Yuga's scheme has forced our 2 kingdoms close together, so close they are now connected. What's more, the 7 sages you seek are spread across my land, locked away in dungeons. But because parts of Lorule have long crumbled away, you cannot get to them from where you are now. From where you now are, excuse me. To reach them, you must first find a way back to Hyrule. From various parts of your world, you can reach the same parts of mine. Now, one more thing. I have welcomed you to Lorule, but my kingdom, it isn't so welcoming to strangers. Farewell, and be careful out there, Lonk the Third. Are you really running around with a sword like that? Sheesh! Pour my heart and soul into crafting fine weapons, and folks just still battle with whatever they find lying around. Ain't that the half of it, brother? Howdy, and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. So, at the end of the last episode, when I was recording it, I was thinking, like, watching that last cutscene, I was like, oh man, maybe it'd be cool if, like, I cut there at, like, Lonk, like, passing out, and then we could cut to this episode with him waking up. I was like, oh, that might be cool. And then after that, leading up to editing and during editing, I was like, maybe this is going to be stupid. This might be dumb to do a cliffhanger like this. But I was like, you know, I decided it in the moment. I'm going to stick with my gut on this. So if you saw that and you thought, hey, that cliffhanger was kind of stupid, you know, I might be there with you. It was... I don't know. Let's jump into the video game because we have an entire new world to explore. The world of Lorule. Perhaps a Reflections of Hyrule. Reflections, plural, because that's the name of the file in this official art. Reflections. I don't know why it's named. I mean, it's named that because it's a reflection, but they're reflecting each other, so it's Reflections, plural, I suppose, and also multiple things being reflected. There's also a version of it with Link. The version of it without Link, however, was at one point it was draft 2 and draft 4 of the background for the series, because I was going to do one. Draft 2 was the full thing. And then just like the color in between was strange. And at one point I was like, well, what if I like color gradiented it to make it gold and black, like how you see on the Triforce, like mirrored in, you can see over here. Oh, you didn't see that go across the wrong side of the screen. You see like the gold Triforce and the black upside down Triforce. I was like, what if we did something with that? And I was like, no, that's dumb. And then draft 4, I came back to it and I was like, okay, but what if I use the top part while we're in Hyrule and the bottom part when we're in Lorule? And it wasn't working. So that's why I ended up going with Draft 1 using the key art for the game. So let's get to exploring Lorule. So you might remember in Hyrule, we'd come back. Oh, wait, is he look? Oh, yeah, he's taking a look over there. In Hyrule, you go behind the blacksmith's house and you get a heart piece. In this version, you got to think a little bit further because there's nothing behind his house. You got to keep walking along the line, and you'll get a Maya. Hey, Maya. Okay, I had to think about that. Like, did I put the A in the right place? Yeah, Maya. Because I just want to say, oh yeah, the enemies in Lorule do a lot of damage. That guy is a snapdragon, and that dragon certainly just snapped us because just dead. Were we full health? I don't think we were full. I think we were missing one heart unless I got hit while I wasn't paying attention because I sort of zoned out there while talking about that stuff. So, yeah, enemies here, they're going to hurt us. And I thought that we would find that little Maya cry that we heard. I thought we'd find it over here. I'll take this B, as the B earned their keep. But the Maya might not be accessible to us at the moment. So that's a shame. I'm going to have to remember to come back here, which is not something I am likely to remember. We can come in here. It's a parallel of the fortune teller's house, and you'll never believe it. It's another fortune teller. Yep, reader of fortunes. No, I'm good. I have no interest in the fortunes. Yeah, I'm good. What I am interested in is talking to her. I don't mean to boast about my spicy darling here, but why not? Not everyone's got a fellow like him. He's handsome and talented. Oh, come on, Mapes. You know how I can't stand compliments. Unless you say them right. I'm the most handsome and talented. Why, I'm the foremost fortune teller in this world or any other. Of course you are, darling, and I'm the most fortunate witch around. Don't you dare nitpick my darling's fortunes. He's always right. So a fun little parallel here. Gossip Guy told us that Hyrule Witch had it bad for the fortune teller, but it didn't work out. Whether the fortune teller told was the truth, and he was just like, I see it in the crystal ball. It's not going to work out, or just like, oh boy, damn, whoever you're into, not into you. In this world, though, there are a couple. Also, this one's interesting because the fortune teller calls the witch Mapes, which we can assume is like just a pet name for Maple, like the witch Maple. So it's just, because I don't think they ever call the witch in Hyrule Maple, but this one certainly is. Hinoxes, they throw bombs at you. Well, like Lorule enemies, it's gonna hurt if they get to you. So try not to get hit, especially on hero mode. Might not go incredible for you. Oh, another bee. Sorry, bee, I don't need that many. This tree is a different color. It gives us a fairy. I was expecting a Maya, but I mean, that's fine. Fairy's always good. Fairy's not bad. There's another pink one over here. No Maya here either, but there was a Maya here, but she's not in the trees like I was expecting. Oh, wait, did the Maya make a sad sound because it got hit? Oh, you can hit the Mayas and it makes them sad. I didn't know that. Let me show it one more time. They hide in their oh, that's so sad. I'm so sorry. I'll take you to your mother immediately. Please don't tell Mother Maya that what just happened here. So we can see here the entrance to Lorule Castle, the place that we were ejected from using, I think Hilda used her magic to be like, hey, get out of here. This Ganon fellow, Yuga and Ganon combined, which you would think would be called Ganon, but there isn't an official. I don't think Yuga Ganon's an official name. I think it was a strategy guide thing, but I don't think they ever refer to their fused form as Ganon, which it's an easy portmanteau. You think you just go for it. So speaking of official art, we have our final piece of official character art in the game. Ooh, game froze up there for a second. It wasn't pleased with my spicy boomerang strats. The Moblin. The Moblin is the final piece of character art that we see in the game. Wait. Yeah, I could hear that cry. They're normally, well, not normally. A lot of times they're just going to be in trees. Is that everything in the area? Yeah, that's where we came in. So let's just run this way. We'll continue on our way. So yes, we've seen a lot of things, and I have one more final piece of I have two pieces of information for you, and one might be useless, and one might be interesting. They might both be interesting. It's up for you to decide. You get to decide everything in your lives. If anyone makes decisions for you and you don't like it, just don't make them. Just make them stop. Oh wait, this is a new enemy. This is a Tauros. They were in A Link to the Past as well, but they're new to us right now. So, Hilda's name, originally her name was going to be Yoruda. Yoru being, I believe, I could be incorrect, Japanese for night. And they changed it because they were like, her being Night Zelda's a little too on the nose, so they changed it to Hiruda, which became Hilda, and Hiru, I believe, being Japanese for day, because they were just like, well, that's too on the nose. Let's just flip it, which I think's fun that she becomes the Day Zelda, especially since, you know, she's Zelda, but goth. So, you know, just a fun thing. And here's the next piece of information. The aunts in Sabrina the Teenage Witch are named Zelda and Hilda. So, you know, it's up to you. Which pieces of information are useful, which are interesting? Maybe they were all useful, maybe they were all interesting, and if you think so, that's very kind of you. The Yoru Hiru stuff, I looked up. The Zelda Hilda thing, I was like, wait a second. When I was playing this, it was just like, what is up with, is that intentional? Also, where our house stands in Lorule, there's this vacant home, and yeah, you're not going to get me that way, buddy. There's this vacant home. We can see that it was like barricaded up, like someone did not want people getting to the back, but unfortunately for them, they left a crack in their wall. And, you know, being, you know, the hero and all, we know, oh, there's a crack in the wall. We got to hit it with a bomb. Can't just hit it with a hammer or something. And there's no editing going on screen. You don't need to think about that. Don't worry. It's all fine. You know, just don't worry about it. It's fine. You know, just sometimes you got to edit. You know, been making videos for a long time. I just like, oh, I got to stick a picture on screen for no reason, and we won't worry about it or think about it. And we can see here a crack like we saw in Hyrule Castle. So why don't we go through it? And I'm going to talk about this in a hot second, but this is first, you know, oh, the crack. It takes you between Hyrule and Lorule. You can come out here. So pause it for 1 second. This is kind of like the first one you're supposed to find. It's around the starting area. It's by where your house would be. And Sarhasrala is here. Sarhasrala. You know, you don't have to go through this one first. You don't have to talk to Sarhasrala. You can go to other things. And when I played this game for my playthrough, making sure this emulator worked right before this, and to unlock hero mode, I did not go to this crack. I was like, I don't need to go their way. I'll be fine. And just completely ignored Sarhasrala for a little bit, and then I came back to like buy stuff from Ravio and was like, oh right, yeah, I forgot about you, dude. But we won't forget about him. Oh my lad, you're alive. I thought that. No matter, I'm just glad to see you're alive and well. Please tell me, is Princess Zelda safe? Okay, dude, have you heard of multiple universes? You know the MCU, you know the multiverse that people are, I guess, so mad about, definitely not getting incredibly tired of? I see. So you guys become evil itself in the kingdom of shadow. Curse him for all eternity. Okay, I have finished my eternal curse. It just took 1 second. His evil has spread even here, for just after you vanished into Hyrule Castle, a quake shook the kingdom. It left fissures like this all through Hyrule, and when there are cracks, can shattering be far behind? Also, fissures is probably a nicer name. I always think it's like, it's a crack, like a crack in the wall. But calling it a fissure is probably a bit more majestic. Calling it that, I guess. Oh, Lonk the Third, with Princess Zelda in our enemy's hands, Hyrule's on the brink of disaster. But you at least wield the sacred blade of legend, the Master Sword. Hope lives still as long as you hold that sword, and your courage will surely see us through. I'm a big fan of the original Pokemon theme, the English one specifically. The future of Hyrule Kingdom is in your hands, Lonk the Third. I gotta go watch Pokemon. As soon as you leave, I'll pull out my phone and watch a little bit of the Pocket Man. How many Maya-Mayas do we have while we're here? This button will not show me how many Maya-Mayas. It'll show me how many are left. We have 31. That's actually perfect. Picture perfect, if you ask me. Because we can come over here to Mother Maya, and we do have one more item that we haven't upgraded. We could purchase more from Ravio, but We found an entire new world to explore. Maybe we want to hang on to some coin just in case we need to grease some palms in the. We might need to buy stuff in the other, in Lorulean. That's where I was going with that. So we can upgrade the fire rod. The fire rod's upgrade, I think, is really good. You might have noticed when I use the fire rod, I tend to use it the enemy gets too close to me before I can use it. So, well, okay, before I let the enemy get too close, I use the fire, so I still get hit, but then I get off the fire. And the fire can be pretty useful for stuff like that. Well, it can be useful for, keeping enemies at a distance. You're shooting fire at them. But with the new one, caution, you're wielding bigger fire now. It's bigger. It can hurt you. It's just a bigger one. I don't think it's any faster. I think I was remembering how it worked in the next game. Or actually, I might be thinking of a different item. I thought it would do something a little different. But I like upgrading the fire rod. I think fire's pretty useful. We'll come in here while we're here, because I keep saying I'm going to buy a scoop fruit. Because I would like to, even though I was like, I want to save my money. Scoop fruit's like 50 rupees. Who cares? That's barely money. Let me get in there, though, because it's important that this is right here. We have to organize our items. It's very important, Sure, you could argue that my setup isn't very good for the quick swap, and that would be a good thing to actually maybe keep in mind for quick swap if you want to use it. But honestly, I would rather just pause the game and make sure everything is where, oh, okay, I know what I'm gonna get. Wow, that got away from me. I just was I went feral there for a second. I want to oh, I know what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna put where I want. I don't want to have to Dark Souls. See, it's not a Dark Souls at all. Item management, in the middle of oh no, there's shit happening. I'm not complaining about that for that game. I don't want to do it in my Legend of Zelda, the game for babies that I keep getting my ass beat in. Okay, well let's go for Fire Red. And I think we're done with Hyrule for right now. We'll obviously be coming back, but we have a brand new world to live in. Speaking of Pokemon themes, so yeah, see the Fire Rod upgraded is pretty good. Very powerful weapon. Be very helpful. Oh, enemies in Lorulean, or enemy specific or Lorulean, the like isn't any stronger because it's normal. You'll see variations on enemies, I believe, but you'll normally be able to tell that they're different. Oh, they'll be a different color, or there'll be just something different about them, I believe. That might not be true. That could be a complete lie I just told you. But the enemies in Lorulean, specific ones, tend to drop larger amounts of rupees too, which is fun. This is the Dungeon Bro. Us brothers will be taking this here treasure. Lest you be dashing, you may as well go home now. Well, lucky for me, I remember which button does the dash. Yeah, it's, oh, you Dungeon Bros, you win this time. But as soon as I remember which one of these is the L button, which you might be able to think about as being the left button, it's over for you. So yes, this is just a little arrangement about speed and dashing, and maybe using your brain just a small amount. Timing things out, being a little speedy here. How is it that I'm not being fast enough? I'm never not being fast enough. Oh, I'm always saying this to myself. I'm never not being fast enough. So, like he's saying, maybe speed isn't everything. Maybe sometimes you got to use a little bit of wits. Oh, and maybe a little bit of timing. I thought I could time that out real well. Oh, yeah, that's fine. I messed that one up. Luckily, once you get to this point, you can drop down here and you can skip the first arrangement at the very least. But yes, the way I believe you're supposed to do this is drop a bomb. I'm actually going to drop another bomb. Wait for the bomb to go. We can also... Oh, fuck. I guess you can also... okay. You can hit it, drop a bomb. I wouldn't go too far, though, because I do believe the bomb will despawn. Yeah. I heard the bomb go off, but I didn't hear the next switch activate. So I wouldn't get too fancy with it, because the game does have some kind of draw distance on it. Probably just keep it safe. It's not as tight as I'm making it out to be. You don't have to 100 Actually, I was going to say 100 IQ brain. I don't know how much a good IQ is now that I think about it. Because, well, one, IQ's bullshit. It doesn't matter. So who cares? I'm trying to think of, like, when I think of, like, what has been portrayed to me as a good IQ, I've never heard that in a human sense, because the people who would normally talk about their IQs, probably, a person that I'm not going to listen to, just be like, okay, all right. But when I think about it, I was like, what has been told to me is a good IQ? I think in the original Pokedex entry for Alakazam, a lot of Pokemon talk today, I believe they say that Alakazam had an IQ of 400. Hey. So we just be like 100 IQ brain genius. Probably not that good. I think the 400 IQ thing on Alakazam though was supposed to be kind of ridiculous. Like, oh he has 400 IQ. Wow, because you know it's Pokemon, and I'm gonna miss it again. Look, it doesn't matter. IQ's like fake and bullshit. Also, while we're on things that are fake and bullshit, just because I was thinking about like weird numbers people put on things, BMI is also like a fake thing that people like talk about a lot. I've been stuck here for longer than I thought it'd be. I guess I'm getting distracted. I think whenever people talk about good IQs, I think 200's supposed to be like good. But once again, it's all bullshit and fake. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is besting these dungeon bros with our quick feet and being able to get up here. I believe that one is the end. Okay, yeah, good. We were able to get to the top. And up here, we can get 300 rupees. Unbelievable. That's a nice dash you got there. That's a nice dash you got there. I'm not sure if they're being sarcastic. Oh, I wanted to see if I could walk on the bars. That's fine. It's not that important. I'm not sure if they're being sarcastic, saying the same thing at different times like that. If just they're, you know, one brother said it and the other's like, I'm gonna say it too. Oh, did I say what these enemies' names were? I don't think I did. These are Ropa, which you might remember near the beginning of the series. I had a like brain problem situation like I normally do, where I was like, I couldn't remember Popo's name. It's because I was getting Popo and Ropa mixed up, which is weird because Popo are more like Tangulas, and these are like sea enemies. Like I think they have a tongue that sticks out and grabs you. Not sure if that's their thing, but what is a thing is the Lorule cuckoo. They're like little vultures. They're so cute, and they act exactly like cuckoos. You can hit them and piss them off. You can like jump off of things and they'll fly. They're exactly like cuckoos, but they made them like little roosters. I think that's so cute. Such a fun way to be like, how do we make the dark version of a cuckoo? And it just became a cute little rooster. I really like that. Vulture, not rooster. That cuckoo could have rooster. In fact, in Breath of the Wild, most of them are rooster. I don't think they have like hen-looking ones like they normally do in Breath of the Wild. Hey. But I didn't pay a lot of attention because I see the cuckoo and I'm like, oh, I should probably kill one and get some chicken pieces so I can make a meal. But that's no good. I'm smarter than that. Even though I get the intrusive thought to do it, it's not going to do it. What do you want? A scram brat? What with all the monsters running around here? More and more folks are taking a refuge in here. Customers everywhere. It really gets my I don't have a Luigi in me. I'm just doing the Mario, but a little higher. I just want to drink a little bit of milk in a piece. Why can't everyone just leave me alone and scram? I don't have a Luigi in me. I'm sorry. These aren't interesting pictures. What about these? Here's some pictures of bottles. You know, it's a bar. It thematically makes sense to have some pictures of bottles. It seems strange, a strange decision to me. This is Woman. That's her name, Woman. Hey, think I look strong? Yeah. You lying? 'Cause your ears twitched real funny there. Mind you that when I lie, they twitch all the time. Anyway, I may not look it, but I'm a regular at the Treacherous Tower. What do you mean you've never heard of the Treacherous Tower? Well, you know, Death Mountain. It's right on top of that. It's where all the tough guys go for fun. Something interesting also, you can take a look at the map, is I lost my mouse. Take a look at the map. Death Mountain. It's called the same thing. Like, we can switch to the Hyrule version. Oh, you have to hold it. Like, we can see that it's snowy in this version. But it's also called Death Mountain in that version. It's called Death Mountain in both versions of the world. And both Hyrule and Lorule, they looked at that mountain, they said, that's Death Mountain. We do not want to go there. That will ruin our fucking day. Here I am, working for the royal family. As if it weren't their fault, things have fallen apart. Look around, kiddo. It's all thieves and creepy masked folks in this village. There's nothing royal about this place. Hey, did you also lose your sword? I hope you didn't lose your sword. Maybe your Lorulean counterpart was able to keep it. You got like a scary bird and, I don't know, like a windmill in the distance. Not really anything interesting. Picture of a bat and a guy holding a mushroom. That's pretty good. Bat hanging upside down from a tree. Can't disagree with that. I don't know what that is. Wait, that? Oh, he made the He made the damage noise when he did that. So I was like, wait, do you take damage when you get forced out of the wall? But he was just like, oh fuck, I'm being pushed out of the wall by magic because I ran out. Poor little cuckoos. Their coop got all smashed up. All that's left is these eggs. Don't worry, little eggies. I'll make sure nothing happens to you. So yeah, you know, there was the cuckoo woman in Hyrule, and she was doing good with her coop. That's all that's left of her eggs. Also, her eggs are like purple and yellow. That's pretty cool. But also, the idea that someone could come in and smash a cuckoo coop and not just get their shit absolutely rocked, there must be some absolute beast out there. Met the boss of our little village here? Yeah, he wouldn't waste time on someone like you. He's busy stashing away that new painting he's got. Thing must be worth a fortune. If that thief girl knows where it is, she best keep her trap shut unless she wants to tell me where it is. That whole thing kind of inspired me, actually. Want to hear my latest ditty? Oh ho ho, wrong place, wrong time, and the boss will be glad to put you back in line. A smart thief fears the boss's wrath. I'd rather be on a cliff walking a narrow path. I don't have the rhythm or the meter. What happens if I talk to you behind here? Oh no, it's just scram rat. Okay. I could have figured. I just wasn't sure. You know, sometimes you walk behind a thing and shopkeepers will be like, Hey, that's not how we do it here. Stop that. Oop, Moblin. He's gonna throw a spear at us, but luckily we got that tech in us called hiding behind a wall. Also, that poor lady, you know, her cuckoo coop got smooshed. And unfortunately for her, she doesn't have a special ability. Oh, look at that. That's great. I love that. Hell yeah. Unfortunately, she doesn't have a special ability and can slip between that crack and get the money that she could have used to rebuild her coop. Unfortunate for her. Also, are you going to come back out of that wall? Yeah, here's another ghost enemy. This is called a Hue. And it's the Hyrulean counterpart to the Guinea, I believe. I could have it backwards, but I believe the enemies we saw in the Hyrule Graveyard were guineas, and what we saw in the Lost Wood were Poes. I could have that backwards, but that's just the Lorulean version of the enemy that we fought in the Hyrule Graveyard. We can come up here and see some of the strange masks folks. Oh, also something I love, I don't remember if I pointed this out at the end of the last episode because it's been a minute. I love that the weather vanes, instead of being like birds, are like these weird like demon bat bird things. I think it's pretty cool. I like it. Though we have seen the world crumble before us, we must not give into the corruption of thievery. Monsters can keep you strong. They are your only salvation, my son. You must don the mask. Don the mask! We are corrupt. Corrupt! Do not be deceived. Only monsters will save us now. Mumbo jumbo, mumbo jumbo. Yeah, I like Banjo-Kazooie too. I was going to do the same voice. Those statues at the north, just both these guys like, yes, it's me, the masked elder. Those statues at the north edge of town are interesting as some sort of hideout. It gives me chills just looking at them. I once knocked on the door, but they told me to make like a piece of fruit and oh, that's fun. Yeah. Oh, I wish I had the strength to leave this terrible place entirely. Mumbo jumbo, mumbo jumbo. Also, the designs for... Oh, actually, I don't remember this guy. But this guy specifically, they're like NPCs in A Link to the Past that look like this guy. I'm sure there's a guy that looks like this dude too, but I don't remember it. So it's gone from my memory entirely. And another strange fissure for us to notice. I'm not going to remember to call it that. Oh, okay. Before we continue onwards, I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna pause every single time I go through one of these fissures. So I really like the design of these, where it kind of looks like stained glass, and it kind of invokes Yuga's like paint magic with like the rainbowy colors. And also, you might have noticed the effect going through there. I didn't need to warn you that, hey, this is gonna sound horrible. In the last episode, I lowered the volume so it wouldn't be as bad because it like peaks. At least on the emulator. I'm not sure if that would happen on native hardware, and unfortunately, my 3DS is in storage, so I couldn't test it, which led to a lot of like problems with me. Like I need to just test this one thing, but I don't have my 3DS, which sucked. But you know, it's fine. So it's just like, oh, you know, that effect's not as bad while it loads the other world that we're going to, even though it's similar sounds and such. But I like the colors that they chose for it. I think it's a fun effect. It's just such a shame that the first one can just be such a problem. And here we are back in Hyrule. Oh, wait. Picture check. Person's face and some bottles or whatever. Sure. Eee! How in Hyrule did you get in here? My door is locked, Lonk the Third. Well, never mind. I'm actually glad you popped in. I was just admiring my new dress. What do you think of it? Glamorous, isn't it? Oh, you're too kind. Very sweet of you. So here, take this as thanks, Lonk the Third. Mwah! Thank you, stylish lady. Or wait, is she stylish lady? Stylish woman. Sorry, you're a stylish woman, not a lady. I'll leave the door open so you're welcome to pop in and out as you please. I don't know why that sentence just brain didn't work. And I know she said she'd open it, but I'm gonna walk outside just to make sure it isn't like one of those like we gotta walk in and out to make sure. And I hear Maya. I almost said Maya. It's Maya. Wait, is it Maya or is it Maya? I think okay. I'm gonna stick to Maya right now. I don't think it's Maya because I would have said Maya, and if it was Maya, I think I would have noticed. Hopefully. Something I want to just point out too. You can see, oh, well, our face is in the way on the map. We can't get away. But you can see where the fissures are on the map. So if you're ever like not sure where one, well, once you go through it, you can see it on the map. So if you're ever not sure where one is, you can just be like, oh, I can just go for that line. Oh, you came back. Here's a little token of my affection. Go on, take it. Don't be shy. Thanks, stylish. Oh, the young woman. That's why I was confused because it said the young woman here, and then she's the stylish woman, but that text box says the young woman. That's why I was confused. So yeah, you can like see where the fissures are if you're ever like, oh well, I need to get to one. Where are they? They'll be on your map. Also, I didn't point it out, but I really love the Return of the Dark World. I love the Dark World music. It's very good. I'm glad that it's in, like, obviously be in this game, but using it for the Lorulean theme, I appreciate. I think this is a very good rendering. And also, it's probably obvious, and I don't need to point it out, but obviously the fissures take you to directly that spot between Hyrule and Lorulean. It's never going to, like, warp you across the map, shenanigans like that. They're linked. Also, something that Hilda pointed out, you can see, actually this might be better if we saw it visually, because you can see those white lines on the map. What do I have? Will Boomerang do this? Yeah, Boomerang will do it. These enemies have shields, which can be a problem because your sword will bounce off. Hilda mentioned that her kingdom was like fractured, so you can see like on the map these just white lines and these big chasms that stop you from like getting from place to place. Like you can go from Kakariko to the Lost Woods, but you can't go from, this is called Thieves Town, I believe they kept that name, to whatever this is going to be. So we'll have to go around the world. And like, if we wanted to figure out how to get here, we would have to find a crack that would be on that side of the fissure, which, you know, makes the world a little bit more interesting in that we're going to have to think about the connections between the more rather than like, oh, well, we're done with Hyrule for the most part. It's, let's just see what's, you know, over here now. Speaking of what's over here now, we can come into the shop, and this guy's selling some critters. Let's see how much a fairy's worth. Lucky 77 rupees makes sense. You know, every time we crunch a fairy between our teeth, that's 77 rupees, baby. That's a B. 88 rupees. B guy will buy them for 50, but this guy sells them for 88, so not worth it. But here, it's the golden bee, worth 9,999 rupees, the max limit we can carry. The bee will fight alongside you with triple strength when freed from a bottle. Doesn't sound worth it, but B guy did say if we ever find a golden bee, that, you know, maybe we should bring it back to B guy. Maybe that'd help. Maybe we can find one that doesn't cost the max amount of money we could ever hold in our life. Boss went and hid my thief girl away where no one could hear what she had to say. Sometimes it hurts too much to care. You think knowledge is power, but it's really despair. Huh? What do you want? Or what are you staring at? I don't care what you want. Look, I don't know nothing about that thief girl, okay? It's just a song. Boss locked her up somewhere and threw away the key. Why's he gotta go do that? Why? Yeah, you know, he doesn't know that girl. He's just singing about her. You know, that's a normal thing. That is actually, sadly, a normal thing that people do. That doesn't make it normal. Just some trees. you never know. Sometimes there might be an interesting picture, and we would be devastated if we missed it. You know, we got to check them all. It's important. I'm sure it is. You know, it's something fun. Also, I didn't point it out when we went to the vacant house. Wait, we went to the vacant. Okay, let's remember which button. Which button does which? We do have our fire rod. We can hookshot these guys, pull away their shields, because their shield is immediately stabbed me. Like, yeah, we exchange blows. You know, famous of tabletop game. I really love the design of the houses here, where it's like seashell like kind of looking. I think it's a really cool look, and like really gives this place like a otherworldly feel. Like, oh wow, that's different. You don't see that every day. Let's see what's in this house, because it's like directly in the middle of the city. You think it'd be important. Just a guy chilling. Let's look at your pictures. Got a scary skull. You got over here. You got a heart. You got bottles. And I'll just take your money before I talk to you. Sorry, dude. Many years ago, I felt so free, though I chose the thief's life. Oh, thought. Let's just start the song again, even though I've biffed every song. Many years ago, I felt so free, thought I chose the thief's life, but it really chose me. Every time I say I'm a-leaving, this accursed life sets me right back to a thief. Whatever, fuck it, you know. I'm not going to get these songs right. Oh, hey there, little guy. Sorry, I was just singing out loud. It's an old tune. You probably wouldn't know it. What do you think of this place? Little too rough for you, eh? I don't mind it so much. At least there's still a strong musical culture in this. I forgot about that line. It's a tradition with us. Just, the famous thieving tradition of songs. You know, it's like pirates with their sea shanties. Thieves do the same. Thieves aren't just lame ground pirates. Excuse me. These landlubbers have their own musical tradition. And here, here's time to hear the sound of the summer. Daft Punk's Get Lucky. Fortune's Choice, guy. If you're looking for some easy treasure, you're in the right spot. I call this Fortune's Choice. For 200 rupees, you can open any 3 treasure chests. Your choice may be fortunate, maybe not. Might even be a piece of heart in one of them. Come on, don't cuckoo out on me. Don't cuckoo out on me, it's good. So yes, we have the Fortune's Choice. We have a choice of 3 chests, and one of them contains a heart piece. Hooray! So I don't know entirely how this works. If it's just completely random, if there's like set patterns, if like Lieutenant Surge gym rules, like where like, oh, if I open this one, I can assume like this item means like this one will be something. So just assuming it's random, assuming it's truly random, and I know this is something I've done before in videos where it's like, if it's truly random, it doesn't matter which 3 I pick. So I'll just pick them. And, hopefully it will be like one of these 3. We could pick different ones. Oh my God. I never noticed his smile. Like before it was like, oh, that's not a smile. I thought he had like a weird, like big smile, but it's like a cut or like a Band-Aid or something on the side of his face. I thought he had this like really wide grin. For a second. So like, I'm just inclined to just like, see, I'll just pick the same one every single time and it'll work out. Oh, thank God that worked out, because I did not want to keep spending money here. But like, there are like, you could win some good money here. Like there's like 300 rupees here, 100 rupees, or I guess 100 rupees. You pay 200 rupees. So like, it's not like totally screwed on your end, but it is a random chance. And also something fun I want to point out. Let's just run up here where I don't think there are any enemies. So you might have noticed eagle-eyed people who see numbers and then feel the need to just add them together and think way too much about math and shit, which we're going to get back to math and shit. Don't you worry. You might have noticed in Hyrule, when we checked the Maya like finder thing, like which areas they're in, that it only added up to 50, but Mother Maya said that she had 100 babies. The babies are split 50-50 between Hyrule and Lorulean, and something similar is like that with heart pieces. There are 14 heart pieces that you can get before you come to Hyrule, or before you come to Lorulean, but 17 of those heart pieces are in Hyrule, while only 11 of them are in Lorulean. Spoilers, there's 28 of them. And that isn't like, the split between which are where are uneven, but those extra ones that are in Hyrule, you might need to utilize, maybe swapping between places. You might need a link between worlds, one could say, to acquire them. And, you know, that's that. But we can see here one of our red X's because, you know, Hilda told us, like, oh, you have to go get back the sages so you can fight Ganon and save the day or whatever. So she marked on our map, put a bunch of red X stickers, you know, very convenient, showing us where the sages are and what to do. And, you know, it's a Legend of Zelda game. They're fucking dungeons, baby. Of course they are. So just like A Link to the Past, there are 7 dungeons in that game's Dark World. And in A Link to the Past, you can kind of do things out of order. Like, there's a specific order, but, like, you can, like, oh, I'll get the item and I'll leave or whatever, you know? And you can kind of just do stuff out of order that way, even though there is kind of an order, but yeah, some of them you can kind of, whatever, you know? It's fine. In this game, however, you can do 6 of these 7 dungeons in any order you want. You can't do... One of these dungeons requires you beat one of these other dungeons first. So, you know, from the get-go, you can do 6 of these dungeons. Just choose one. You can do any one of them you want. You probably don't want to do that because some of these dungeons are harder than others, but that option is available to you. So what that means is that we have 2,520 possible dungeon orders that we could choose right now. And I came to that number by, there's a math thing called factorial, which is just multiplying every number that comes before a number. So we take 7 factorial, so 7 times 6 times 5, so on, which gives us 5,040. And then we divide that in half because we have to do one of these dungeons before the other. That means that half of the possible options are unavailable to us. And I believe the math on this is correct. It's been a long time since I took math, and I'm only a math minor, so I'm not a math genius. I struggled a whole lot with math. I could be totally fucking off base here. But I think the logic sounds sound. And I spent a long time, like, figuring out, like, is it as easy as that? Like, there's some chat logs with my friends where I'm like, okay, here's what I'm thinking. And it's just, like, insane math ramblings. And people just being like, maybe. And then the people being like, okay, I'm good at math. Aren't you overthinking it? And I was overthinking it. It's just as simple as 7 factorial divided by 2. So, and I guess this is kind of spoilers for, like, the end of the game. But after we get all these sages, we're going into the end game. There's not going to be another set of dungeons that we have to choose from. So the total dungeon order in this game means from the beginning of the game, you know, you do the first dungeon, then you have your choice between the House of Gales and the Tower of Hera. So that's 2 possible options there. And then we have what we just described. So that means that in total, it becomes 2 times parentheses 7 factorial divided by 2, which just ends up being 7 factorial, which means there are 5,040 possible dungeon order combinations in this game. I hope that wasn't super boring, but for some reason, just in my brain, I was like, I need to figure this out. I need to know what love is, like the song, you know? And it was just important to me. And also, I just realized I could do this. I don't do this, but I could put a pen there to remember. Oh, I didn't get that Maya there. I was just thinking about that because I was staring at that map the entire time. Okay. Oh, my controller. Uh-oh. I got too into it, and I was like making hand gestures and stuff, and my controller unplugged. So I had to replug it back in. Come over here, and we can hear about those strange statues that act as entrances. Our hideout entrance, knock or scram. Well, what if I knock over here? Can't knock over here. Also, this always messes me up because you do need to knock on the door. You walk up and you check, and Lonk knocks on the door. The way this works, the equivalent of this in Link to the Past, you walk up and there's like a grate or something, and you pull against it like you pull a block, and you like break the thing open. So when I saw this and I saw knock or scram, I was like, oh, maybe I just run into it with the Pegasus boots, and that's how you knock on the door. And that didn't work, and I hit it with the sword. But, you know, you just need to walk up and press A. And the reason this confused me, this is what confused me on my previous playthrough, which is my 3rd playthrough of the game, because, you know, it's been 10 years since I played the game. The thing that got me was I walked up and pressed A to check, but I wasn't close enough to the door, so I checked the sign, and then I was like, well, I don't know. What do I got to do? Who's there? Nobody gets past me unless you know all the words to the Ultra Secret Thief password song. I'll start the lyrics and you finish them. That is, if you can. Here we go. Ahem. A smart thief fears the boss's wrath. I'd rather be on a cliff, walking a narrow path. We know this one. Sometimes it hurts too much to care. You think knowledge is power, but it's really a bear. Maybe it's despair. I like really a bear. Every time I say I'm a-leaving, this accursed life sets me right back to adventuring. Deceiving's not bad, but we know it's thieving. I actually didn't check what the first one is. I probably should have lost it so I could see what the other ones were, but they were on screen. Y'all could have seen them. Wow, what a fetching voice. Come on in, buddy. That I really like that one where it's just like, oh, you just got to finish the thief song. And, it's pretty obvious which ones there are. Like, it has rhyme and such to it. And you can probably be like, oh, it sets me back to thieving. Oh, it's really despair. It's not that hard, but you can walk around and get immersed in the local culture. And don't you want to do that? Never seen you around here. You're one of the new recruits and have perfect timing. You can take over on guard duty for me. Have fun and don't do nothing that'll get me in trouble, fresh meat. I'm gonna get me some fresh air. Fresh meat, fresh air. Say, that's kind of catchy. Maybe I'll see if the bar can put a tune to that. Fresh meat, fresh air. Just people walking up to the bar like, hey, I have an idea for a song. Can you make it happen? Just showing us that person. Is that important? So, okay. This is something that drove me wild. I don't know if this is a problem with the emulator or if it's just something you wouldn't be able to notice on actual hardware. But you can see there's this weird light that follows Lonk. And it kind of ends up making like the ground shift behind him in a strange way. We'll talk about that because I do think I know why it happens. But, we'll get to it. It's fine. I just wanted to point it out because I did notice it. Your concerns are heard. Don't worry. We're doing our best. The potluck is still on. Purple Rupee. I mean, this is the Thieves Hideout, which I assume means that this place is still supposed to be the city itself is still supposed to be called Thieves Town, like in the original game. And oh no, there's some arrow traps. Whatever will we do? Unfortunately for the arrow traps, we can just duck into the wall and hide. So, they can take the L on that one. But we will never take an L in our life. We're too powerful. We're too good at what we do. And we are going to solve a button-pushing puzzle. It's essentially God's favorite puzzle, Like, okay, there's obviously that kind of sarcasm that comes out sometimes. But I honestly, what's more satisfying than you go into a room, you see a bunch of buttons, and you just hot fucking damn, it's time to push some buttons. Are you kidding me? What more could you want in life, You get to, like, figure out some smart ways to hit some buttons, and you're good. Like, we could have ducked into the wall there to hide from it, but we can also just use this... Oop, uh-oh. What's going on there, Lonk? Oh, but you could also just, pull the gargoyle statue in such a way that you're protected by the arrows and don't have to worry about it. Does this make those ones lower? No, okay. I wasn't sure if they would, but I just wanted to check if that was a possible solution to this. Because, there's 3 buttons, but we only get 2 statues. But, Lonk could stand on button. Which could also, if you're like me, you could get concerned and be like, uh-oh, what if it's one of those buttons that you need to hold down? I'm not sure if there's actually any of those in the game. Because, like, you think about, like, in Ocarina of Time, they do, like, stop that. They do, like, the different colored ones to show, like, oh, this one, you have to hold down to make it, like, work, or there'll be this color and be like, oh, you just stand on it. Oh, this is our first monster kill. Wow. This is actually convenient timing because I was actually stalling there because I needed to get that thought out. Also, I need to look down on my notes because, yes, the name of this enemy is Zak. Z-A-Z-A-K. Z-A-K. Sorry if that's the way your name's spelled. If your name is Zak and it's not Z-A-C-H, we're foes, destined enemies. We will fight one day. And, whoever wins, they can say their name is spelled that way. It'll be like the end of, like, Metal Gear Revengeance, like, whoever's justice prevails, which I don't know why I went for Metal Gear Revengeance when I said that, but, like, then, like, whoever's justice prevails, whoever wins is like a One Piece quote, so probably not a little, I mean, it's similar ideas, And yes, we didn't come over here for the treasure chest. It was important. You know, I can't just rest knowing that treasure chest will come back there, or will be left there, even though obviously we were going to make our way back that way at some point because there was something going on over there with a big chest. And, you know, who doesn't love a big chest? Everyone in the fucking world does, I think. Maybe they don't, but I'm just going to say that they do. Which, you know, probably, you know, presumptuous of me, but hot fucking damn will I make that presumption. Oh, did I mess this up? Did I just need to merge? Yeah, I didn't mess it up. I just took more steps than was necessary. I just had to merge into the wall. Was there a rat over here? Yeah, there was a rat over here that had to eat it. You know, that was 5 rupees. Oh, do the rats get new names, actually? Oh, yes. So rats, you know, and in normal, when you're in normal, that's probably rude to people living in Lorulean, but, you know, when you're in Hyrule, they're just rats. Here, they're dark rats. So you know, shit's twisted and fucked up here, you know. Even the rats are dark rats now. This is going to be something fun, because a lot of the Lorulean enemies, like, whenever I think about them, I always think, like, oh, they're the this of that place. But they all do have names, like, you know, the difference between a rat and a dark rat. You know, we're going to see things like that. Like, these are Slugullas, an enemy name. I don't know why. I was like, can I throw a bomb and can I throw my boomerang and make the bomb come back to me? That would be bad for us. But yeah, this is a Slugula. It's a slug that drops bombs. Also, you might have remembered that I was like, oh, you know, if you're worried about having bombs, maybe you don't need to be too worried about having bombs. And that's because in a lot of instances, in a lot of 100% of the instances that you need bombs in a dungeon, they're going to give you these guys. They're called bobs. I don't know if I said that. It's B-A-U-B. I believe that's the spelling on that. So you'll never be in a situation where it's required to progress the game to have bombs. But, you know, it's good for exploring and stuff. Also good to know that that's just a trap. Probably want to keep our eye out for that. And come into here. Ooh, and there's a little rupee on this mirror thing. Like, I assume that's what these are supposed to be. Like, they're mirrors. But they're not like... Oh, excuse me. They're shiny, but they're not, like, particularly reflective. But, you know, that reads as mirror to me. We unfortunately don't have any small keys, but we can, however, slip between the bars. Hey, what's up? It's Thief Girl. That's her name. Her name? It's Thief Girl. Who are you? Or who are you supposed to be? And how did you get in here? Hang on a second. You wouldn't happen to be looking for some kind of painting, would you? I knew it. That thing must be pretty valuable if the boss went to all that trouble to hide it. And now folks are searching for it. Well, I may have accidentally learned where the boss hid it. Maybe. That's why the creep locked me in here. Can you believe that? Say, we could help each other out here. If you could get me out of here, then maybe I could help you find what you're looking for. Maybe. So get going. I don't want to spend any more time than I have to down here. No maybes about that one. I wonder... So, like, obviously, she said maybe a lot. I wonder, like, if in, like, Japanese she had, like, a funny little, like, a voice quirk to her. Like you sometimes hear, like, oh, they'll end sentences, like, oh, I end my sentence with, like, this kind of phrase. I never entirely understood it. I just understood that as, like, a, like, quirk. I don't know if people actually do that. That just seems like, oh, this is, like, a thing for a cartoon character? But that could be an actual, like, I imagine a regional thing, like, oh, you know, in this region, like, some people might, like instead of, like, doing, like a des, like, the kind of des they do is different. I don't know. Like, I don't know Japanese. That's not a question I'm going to be able to answer. I only really know it in the context of like, oh, you know, yeah, you know, a cartoon, a comic, which is a really fun thing to do because, you know, I've been a horrible weeb most of my life, you know. Well, maybe I'm not a horrible weeb, but, you know, I've been a weeb at the very least for a lot of my life. A lot of the Japanimations and such. I don't know why I decided to do. I don't know. I'm a little distracted. But, you know, as I've gotten older, like, you know, there will be people that I just do not really want to engage with, and they'll be like, oh, well, you, like, at some point it's like, well, you do it, you anime, you read a manga, and I'm like, oh yeah, I love, you know, I don't do it with anime so much, but I'll be like, oh yeah, I read the comic. It's, you know, it's just like, oh, I don't want to engage with you, you know, we're gonna make this conversation about something else now. Oh boy, that really hurt. So these are red Igors. I pulled out the bow and arrow because you can only hurt them with the bow and arrow in Link to the Past, I believe. That's how it works. It's been a minute since that game, but I figured that was we would need the bow and arrow, but we didn't. We can sword. Luckily for us, sword pretty good. Oh right, I could have pulled out the lamp and gotten a little light there. But that was our mini boss. This will take us back to the beginning of the dungeon, but we want to be in this room. So we should probably just pop out over here and help this girl out. Unlock her door. Hey, what's up? Oh, thank you very much. You saved my life. Please, take me outside. That painting you're looking for is hidden on the outskirts of town. I'll take you to it. By the way, where'd you learn how to slide in and out of walls like that? That's a little bit creepy. Maybe you could teach me how to do it. Yeah, sure, why not? Hey, what? Wait, what? Uh-oh, wait, oh, right. We have to lead her now. Okay. So, oh, shit, I wanted to get that treasure chest in the other room. I probably should have done that first. Well, that's fine. It'll all work out. We're locked in. Check that northern door. See if we can get out that way. So that weird floor warping quirk with that light behind us, I think it has something to do with the way the game is programmed for her to follow you. And perhaps, like, just once you enter the dungeon, they have that, like, program, like, in place. And removing it wasn't really an issue because it's like, you know, it's a 3DS screen. Who's fucking gonna see that? But, you know, I noticed it. It doesn't bother me, but I did notice it, and it's just I wanted to figure out the reason, and that's the reason that I pointed it out. So these Zacks can murder you. You might notice they're acting a little strange. They're not all aggroing on Link. Thief Girl will draw aggro, and they are going to try and go after her to catch her. But that can be used to our benefit, because if they're not aggroing on us, you know, we can just open up the perfect line of defense. Which is why I think I mentioned at one point, I don't tend to use a lot of items in this game, because it's like, you can't just smash the sword button and just create the, you know, if you're going to walk into it, it's your fault. You know, I'm just swinging it. There's more where that came from. I'd help you fight, but they took my gear and my armor and, you know, all my other stuff. Plus, I'd just be getting in the way. I'm so hungry, starving actually, so I'm weak and feeble and so on, you know? Well, I could give you a scoot fruit, you know, if we just needed to get you out of here. I could give you a scoot fruit, but also, I'm glad that you said that you're hungry, because I'm going to remember to use this foul fruit, just so we can use items, because it's just not the kind of thing that I think about doing. We can see there's this treasure chest in this wall. Unfortunately, it's not like a wall chicken treasure chest. It's just let, oh, did you get stuck? Yeah, she just got a little stuck. And actually, wait, I want to see her better, because like you don't really get like a good look. I'm trying to see. Oh, it's an X. I thought she had like a red. I thought she had like Steven Universe shirt, like with like red with the star, but it's like a little X, like laces or whatever the fuck, like holds up a tunic. I don't know. I've never worn a tunic. I actually don't even know where you would get a tunic. So, I guess you could acquire a tunic. Pretty easily with like Halloween like stores where it's like, oh, it's the Legend of Zelda. You can go as the Legend of Zelda. Don't you want to do that? That's just like a $2 piece of cloth though. That's not the real shit. And you know, we want the real shit. Okay, so this place is flooded by water. We can't merge into the wall on water. We have 2 buttons over here, so we're gonna need a little help from our friend. I already know I'm going to call it that, our friend in low places. I was like, oh, hey, yeah. And then it drove me crazy because I was like, why do I know the phrase friends in low places? Obviously, that's just a phrase, but I was like, there's a song. And I looked into it, and there was a song, Friends in Low Places. I'm like, this isn't it. This isn't the song I'm thinking of. What I was thinking of was the what's it called? Burger Top? The Where the Kids, like, clown burger? What is top? What you call it a big top, so Burger Top. That sounds right. I hope I'm correct. Hey! But I was just like, I know this song, and it's from like a cool like internet web cartoon thing. And I couldn't figure it out, and I was like, I know it's from something. And then just one day, it just came randomly on like my recommended for you music shuffle, and I was like, oh, this is what I was thinking. Oh wait, okay, I just have a hard time getting in the wall there. Silver rupee, lucky for us, of course. And we can move forward. But is this there's a chest back there, and I feel like I always forget how to get this chest. And I'm going to make a little stink about it. Just run back here. Take a look around. Was there something I could merge into the wall and like go around a thing? Is that what's happening? Is there a crack here? Oh, why did it get louder? I guess it didn't get louder. I guess it was just the like low pass or whatever they put on whenever you go into the wall hit at the same time as whatever horn that was, and it hurt my ear a little bit. But I also have like sensitive little baby ears. My ears start bugging me like pretty easily. Like I've talked about, like I have to listen to this game at 1% audio just because it is so damn loud to me. That it just really bugs me. Will you wait if I merge? Because what I want to do here, we could probably go back and do something with that other switch, but we could also, if I could b-ball correctly, we could just do that. Not sure if that's the intended thing to do, but is it what I will do? Yes. And these guys, they're gonna wanna hurt her. They're gonna want to capture her, and I think if they capture her, she gets taken back to the cell, so we would have to make our way back there. I believe that's what happens. We're just gonna come down here. Go fruit! Oh, that's what it does. I wasn't sure what it would do, but it's like a little Deku nut. That's interesting to make, basically a big Deku nut effect, and have it be very useful. We were able to have that fight without the danger of her being taken away. So we can tell them like, no, I'm not going to engage with the way you're doing this. Oh, cool. And this is going to take us back to the thing. I was starting to worry that I missed something, because sometimes there's like little hidden secrets like this that just really like, oh shit, I totally overlooked it. But no, this time, I could have looked at the map and known that I was much farther away from this than I was. You got some master ore. The blacksmith can use it to improve the master sword. Master sword! Always on its grind, can always be improved. It's, the master sword knows that it's not all, despite the name, it's not the best sword. It could be a better sword, and we're gonna help it do that. Okay, we just needed to come down here for that master ore. So they kind of tempt you to come down there and fight with her right there, because they're like, you need to push the button. You want to push that button and get something, but you don't gotta. Okay, also, we can. Oh, right. Duh. I did this earlier. Why am I not? Why was my brain not working? We make a little shortcut to get back there. I guess if you didn't want to make her walk across like I did. There was probably a thing to do with merging into the wall there that I just completely overlooked. And this is the room that I wanted to get to with the treasure chest. And so there's a little thing happening here that we can see. They want us to push that button. Now, obviously, we're going to need to push the button with her. We're going to have to push this button, tell her to stay here. And, as we've established, there are enemies who will come and try and capture her, and we have to leave her alone. Oh, God, it happened again with that. I guess that filter messes with my ear. Do not like it. Luckily, it's not like we're super far away. Like, we can just come down here. And we could even, like... Oh, it's just two of you. Like, I was going to say, we could, like, go on the other side of the gate. But yeah, it's cool, like, to see, like, the like enemy like AI work this way, where it's like normally they would try to like aggro Link and get him, but to see like them kind of like try to sidestep around him, it's like kind of ominous in a way. It's neat. Just not something else you see in this game. So it's like, oh wow, so something serious is happening. Speaking of serious, let me check. Yeah, we got everything there. So we're just gonna be heading on up. Still got 2 more treasure chests. Wait, 2 more treasure chests. It'll be fine. It'll all work itself out. I'm sure. It'll be fine. We come in here and we see this trapdoor that we saw before. And when I saw this the first time, I was like, oh no, shit. When we started doing like this escape segment, I was like, we're going to have to go through this segment, and then, enemies are going to try and use this trap against us. But no, it's just there. It's there for your benefit, not theirs. Just a fun little gotcha. Unfortunately, are the things going the correct direction? Okay, no, that one is going the wrong way. So she will fall off, I believe, if we try to take her across. Can y'all even get over here anymore? Oh, I don't have anything on my Y because my scoop fruit. Yeah, my scoop fruit's gone. I don't think we really need to worry about these guys anymore, but we will burn them alive. Unfortunately, I can't see if that guy had anything, so... tail. I think blue is the one that we want, because blue's like the fool heal, and this is... Yeah, okay. So now she can walk across it. She won't fall off. And we're good here, so we're good to go upstairs. I like that when you go upstairs, I'm not sure if it was a conscious, like, character... Oh, here we go. Here's why this was so simple before, and you can just kind of skip it with merging, because now we need to get her across the other way back. That's fun. Fun little... you know, mixing up the... I always like in games whenever, like, the context of something's been changed. Like in Lorulean games, they have, like... There's transformations that are beneficial to you, but sometimes they're used as detriments to you, and sometimes something that is normally benefit to you is just all of a sudden turned into a detriment. So turning, like... It's not the same concept, but here, like... Oh, you know, this puzzle used to be very basic, but now on the return, it's a little more difficult, which I guess the better thing I could have referenced there is Lorulean 4, which literally has that concept, folded level design built into it. But, you know, I still talked about Lorulean regardless. So it all worked out in the end, and we got way more money here than we were expecting, I don't know what the fuck you were expecting, than I was expecting. Yep, so we have more Zazaks. I also just looked down, and there's an enemy that I wrote down as Chisupa, and I'm not sure what that was. I'm not sure if there was an enemy that I was not paying attention to and just, like, murked, or... I don't know. I'll put it on screen if it matters, but there's an enemy called Chisupa here, apparently. Maybe we're about to fight a Chisupa. I guess we'll find out. We're cut off. That big door is our only way out of here. Hope you got the key for that, kid. I don't. I've been here with you for most of the dungeon. You know, there was a part of the dungeon that I wasn't here for, so, you know, I can't be like, you know, you didn't see me get it. Why would you expect that? But luckily for you, the door to the boss's, the key, I almost said the door to the boss's key, which, I mean, is still correct. The boss's door to the, well, no, I guess you don't say the door to the key, so it was incorrect. I was thinking I could salvage that, but no. The key is just right there. It's fine. We've done everything here. We can't... Let me out! Let me out! We can't do that. We gotta go through the big door, which... Man, got a feeling there'll be a boss here. Yeah, what gives? Silly girl, do you actually think I'd let you escape with your little hero? The boss speaks, which is fun. Because the boss is a guy, even though he's a monster. So here's the boss, Stall Blind. Oh, yeah, this is a fun one where he uses those, like, mirror-like things as a shield. I don't think that's going to protect us against that vomit, but it might protect us against that vomit. So yeah, Stall Blind. There was the thief, Stall... Wait, what was he called in the first one? He was Blind the Thief. But now he's Stall Blind, because it's not like the same guy or anything. It could be the same guy depending on lore, but I don't think that's the case. Do we just need to do something to you? No, like, he's invisible. He's like using ghost power. We just need to get up to him, and then you know, where'd he go? You know, it's a fun little thing. But yes, there was Blind the Thief, and this one we got Stall Blind, which is, you know, it's fun. He's a ghost now. He's using this weird, like, mirror thing. It could just be a big metal shield. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be a mirror, but for some reason that's always invoked mirror to me. And it probably doesn't help that mirror shield is, like, such a consistent thing in The Legend of Zelda as an important item. Okay, here we go. Second phase. Maybe realizing, hey, this isn't helping me that much. But unfortunately for him, oh no, he's hitting us with that great spin attack. It's very powerful, but unfortunately for him, it made him so dizzy. Oh, there we go. It's so satisfying in any video game when a boss just starts to glow red because they're about to die. We love to see it. Oh, you have another phase? Oh, yeah, here we go. So this is the part that invokes the boss fight from A Link to the Past. He spits his head off, and his head starts doing stuff. But now he's blind, and kind of his body wanders around. So he's counting on the body to take, or the head, body, you swing blindly, hope it works out. we still have fairies, right? Is that our first fairy we've used here or a second? I don't know. I don't know how careful I need to be right now. So I'm going to hit the correct button, the select button. Yeah, we still have one. We can DPS this. Oh, I probably shouldn't have DPS'd it, but it's fine. It worked out. It's fine. So there we go. The guy's gone. The boss of the thieves. Sorry, Thieves Town. We just really ruined... I was going to say really ruined employment. And thief is an occupation. But just because the boss is gone doesn't mean the thieves have to disband. It's just, we'll pick a new boss, I guess. It also means the people that they were stealing from, if they do just like disband, probably be better off. So, I don't know. Well, looks like you got rid of him. Or looks like you got him. I don't know why you said got rid of. Good riddance. I guess rid was right there. That's why. Let's go. That door will lead us out of this place. So yeah, that's why there's two entrances here. They lock the other one, and you have to take the boss's door out. Which, I mean, this is the boss's room, but that is just a boss arena. That's like the boss is like, oh, I'm going to fuck someone up today. I hope they come to my room where I fuck people up. You're looking for that painting, yeah? That one of the kind of younger, elder-looking fella? I'll show you where it's hidden. Come on, follow me. And you'll never guess it. But she said it was on the outskirts of town. And I mean, outskirts is a relative thing. If this is the outskirts, most of your town is relative. But also, it's a town with, like, 9 houses, so, yeah, whatever. I don't think there's actually 9. I'm not going to count. I'm just going to hope. This is the one, right? Don't see what's the big deal is. What's so special about this painting? Actually, now that I look at it, it is kind of interesting. I really like the whole flat kind of look going on there. It almost looks like he just walked right into the painting and got trapped there, you know? Listen to me, getting all wrapped up in a painting. Anyway, thanks for getting me out of that dungeon. See ya. Literally a dungeon in this case, not just colloquial, like everyone like, oh, Legend of Zelda dungeon. We can't get close enough to see what that painting is of. A shame. No walls to merge, no paintings for us. We do get heart container though. Always good to get one of those. And we can go ahead and save Osvaldo.
Where am I? You, the blacksmith's apprentice. What are you doing here? And with the master sword, no less.
Well, actually, he'd probably say master sword, like his master. So, maybe this is his act of rebellion. He's saying it right instead of master sword.
That can only mean that you have rescued me? But I always thought that I was the hero of our day, that I was the one who'd be there for Princess Zelda. It seems that I am only a sage and not the hero. How very odd. Yet, now that I know my place in all of this... now I know all my place in this. I'm only a sage? Fuck. So I pledge my support to your quest, little hero. Thank you for saving me, Lonk III. Now please, find the rest of the 7 sages before it's too late. I suppose if you're the hero, then you have to... and I suppose if you're the hero, then you have more need of the sand rod than I. I wish I could give it to you as a gift, but truth be told, it's not mine. It belongs to a merchant named Ravio. I rented it, and the deal was that if I fell in battle, well, never mind. I needed to get it back to him, but I seem to be stuck here. So return this to me. For me, would you? You got the sand rod, but you'll have to return it to Ravio. At least then you can find it in his shop. We can finally purchase the last item, and also... you can't kick me out of the sacred realm. I'll stay here forever if I want to. This is, invokes like the sacred realm that the sages chill in Ocarina of Time. So I assume it's supposed to be sacred realm. But, we'll talk about that later. Who could have guessed that this would be my fate, to stand here while you save the world? Still, I have my place, you have yours. You must rescue the 7 sages, Lonk III. Yeah, they'll say something after you save them. I was hoping that we get like a voice clip from him and that it would exactly be like, ha! Yep, and Shiro shows up. Shiro can just go to the Dark World. Shiro can just Shiro sees those fissures in the world and just shimmies on through because money's got to be made. We got to get Ravio's items back. Shiro, go to the other world. Bring me back my shit. Capitalism must thrive. I don't care if it's Lorule or Hyrule. So yeah, that was the Thieves Hideout, the first of our dungeons, and also very quickly explaining the
the thing I mentioned of, oh, you need to beat one of these dungeons before you can do the other, because one of those dungeons requires the sand rod. So you need to be able to purchase it to be able to do that one. So the surprise was ruined quickly, but I wanted to do this one first because I feel like this is the first easy dungeon, and you know, we'll do that. Also, something I wanted to do next time. We're going to be going down to the swamp palace that's here. I kind of wanted to tackle this like, hey, this is our starting area. So, you know, why don't we tackle these two first since they're right here? So next time, we're going to continue our adventures in Lorule and head down to, I guess, spoilers, the swamp palace. I'll see y'all then.